Welcome to Crypto Kid Podcast. Today I have a special guest, Josh from YellowHeart. He's been in Rolling Stone. And welcome, Josh. Thank you for coming on the show. And why don't you tell us how you got an NFT in the crypto space?
Yeah, absolutely. So great to be here. Thanks for having me on. Big fan. And it really started back in 15, 16, introduction to Bitcoin, Ethereum, and understanding the power of what a smart contract could do instantly swept me in on an interest level. I had been involved doing music. I had a business that was doing subscription music service for businesses and had thought about just how this wonderful technology could apply to various aspects of the entertainment business. And it really became a fascination of mine.
Awesome. Amazing. So is that around the time when you released your first crypto, your NFT and album?
No, it was years later because I went on really on a crusade to build a NFT platform to service up musicians, to basically mint and sell their own assets or their own, really not their own assets, but their own music, their own tickets, build their own communities, manage their own communities, do all the wonderful things that Web3 technology could afford, as it started to be developed infrastructure wise.
Okay. Okay. Now I understand you're working with some big name artists. Can you share some and how you collaborated with them?
Yeah, I mean we've done stuff with great artists like the great XXXTENTACION, Maroon 5, Jerry Garcia, Brandy Carlisle, and then other, just so many, G Love, Disco Biscuits, just a potpourri of fantastic, talent and artists and artistry.
You met XXXTENTACION?
We did an NFT mint of X is various X assets, photos,
Okay.
videos of him live, other things. Yeah, so we had an entire X drop in May of 21.
That's awesome. I'm a huge fan, by the way.
Yeah, those NFTs, by the way, are insane because it was a free mint for 30 for a week. It was a different piece every 24 hours, either a video or art, and the art corresponded to the tracks off of his early SoundCloud releases. So this was a pretty early drop and in perspective of music and NFTs. And people that were real fans of X, of course, followed it. The family wanted to give back through the technology, so they offered up this stuff for free, a piece a day. If you look back on it, at YellowHeart, and pretty awesome stuff. It's one that I think went a little below the radar, but it was one of the coolest early music drops.
Wow. Wow. I'm at all right now. So how does YellowHeart take away the biggest problem with traditional tickets today?
So, I don't want to call anything a problem. I want to just say that what we're trying to do is just evolve and matriculate a technology, something that if you look at ticketing historically, it's been a fairly boring sector, nascent. It's a receipt. Here's like a barcode to walk in a door, and thank you, and that's it. Where the reality though is that these are fans when they have the most retention, when they're at a point of being into something, it's their team, their concert they're seeing, their experience. And fandom is something that we all want to have in life. We go out to see live music and sports and tie it back to like how we like follow our teams and all of that, and you want it kind of all in one spot, and the ability to really use your connection to fandom to reward you as a fan, and give you a direct relationship with the artist and give the artist a direct relationship with you. So
All right. What can help fans ensure that they won't pay insanely high prices or miss out on the next event?
Well, that's not at this point anything to do with us, I mean, high prices for tickets, you mean?
Well, like how would I say, like with the gas fees. Does that make sense? The gas fees and ecosystem and things that are going on.
Oh, sure. Well, we're gasless. We're on the Polygon network for tickets right now. And as a company, we just cover gas.
Okay, okay. So you have pretty good scalability going on there.
We do. Yeah.
All right. How does your tickets ensure to get or how do you ticket insurers get a cut of secondary sales?
So the way that the blockchain works is you deploy something called a smart contract.
Mm-hmm.
And in that smart contract, you could program rules that say if a ticket sells for a 100 and someone resells it for 200, give me 50% of that lift and send 50 to this wallet address. And you could pre-deploy the contracts that way. So that's how that really works, where you could disincentivize scalping, or you could participate in any upside if you misprice the product, and there's higher demand that you want. Instead of a third party getting the upside, all of the stakeholders who are pre-programmed could share in that upside. So it opens up a whole new realm of possibilities around that, which is very, very exciting. The only thing that has to be discussed around that is also in what's called enforcement.
Mm-hmm.
So when you have royalties that need to come back to stakeholders, the contracts have to just be agreed by the people selling. So it's programmed into their marketplace that, okay, if that gets sold again in my secondary marketplace, I agree to whatever that contract says and I'll send it back. So there's enforceability. And so it's all developing right now, which is pretty awesome as an ecosystem.
Are people going to be able to sell their tickets if they don't want it anymore, or if they're not able to attend the event?
Well, the goal will be for that to be up to the seller to decide all of the rules on how those tickets could trade, and have it clear to the fan buying it that, hey, ticket you're buying is either non-resellable or resellable to only another fan, or resellable for as much as we could get for market, but X percentage is going back to the artist as part of their, participation in their ticket,
Mm-hmm. Okay, thanks for clarifying that. How are NFTs going to bring real world value?
Well, it's just a new class of a collectible item. There's utility NFT, which will power things like tickets, power things like legal contracts and records and all types of other things where they'll live as programmable files. But then there's also so many just different applications that are going to start to move this direction.
Now, the NFT tickets, you're working with the metaverse on this and able to attend concerts through the metaverse. Are you a little bit concerned about like how it's going to affect the human psyche and them lose in touch with reality?
Well, I think once again, just the technology creating another area. As a people, we evolve. You and I are in the metaverse right now.
Mm-hmm.
I see, the younger culture of kids who are living and they're socializing in Fortnite, in Roblox. So they're already in the metaverse, so to speak, on their downtime. It's not like, your parents' generation where they were like watching the television show and what's on cable TV. Now people are just like, up to their own TikTok scrolling. So it's a whole different, thing right now. So
Yeah, it's very addicting. It's very addicting. For sure. I could be on TikTok. I had to watch myself when I get on TikTok and just like
so
scrolls.
I mean, your parents had like 100 channels. You have like so think about it.
That's right. That's right. Now, do you think
But
NFT? Go ahead.
caveat, I'm sorry, but just to kind of caveat it,
Hmm.
like, of course, live music, are you kidding me? Like, yeah, yeah, you can't replace that. The feeling you get with the whole experience, the best ever.
I agree. I agree. Now, do you think this type of technology should be regulated?
Of course, yeah. You need real regulation around it. You need regulation that, really addresses all the financial aspects of it and the legal aspects of it. And for a technology to evolve, there needs to be regulation in place. Just the realities of the way the world works today, and the structure for making things have the scalability is that you need it to work, with existing infrastructure. And just, I don't think digital currency could just overtake fiat currency. I think there needs to be integration
Okay.
that comes from regulation. So, I mean, listen, of course, at heart, people I know are purists to that world of decentralization and all of that. But the blockchain's traceable and the technology is evolving now, and it's getting mainstream adoption so quickly. And the realities of that are, bridging it to existing, businesses.
Do you think the bear market kind of affected the way the technology is going? Like people seem kind of turned off by how volatile it is.
Yeah, yeah. I have to say that, recent events have not helped the industry's image. Um, so um, we'll see what happens from all of that. It's just a play-by-play thing, but it's yeah, it hasn't helped.
Okay. Okay. Now, what's your target audience?
So we're just trying to work with great artists and great venues, teams to just, deliver a really great customer experience. So that's really our demographic, or people that want to, move things, their fan base digital, and be able to have, that symbiotic relationship.
All right. What's the next big narrative you're looking forward to in the future of NFTs?
Um, utility right now is what it's all about. And that just means, having a file that when you program it, it actually does something. It's not just like a JPEG, where people had been like, that's what NFTs became for the last year and a half, was JPEGs. And a lot of great artists were born out of that movement, for sure. A lot of non-great art was consumed, but overall, positive, but became the image. So that needs to change now to the fact that this technology could really help every, database driven, and financial institutions and so many sectors to really enhance. But it needs to, in often cases, I'm seeing, be tied back to Web 2 a lot, just to kind of create a bridge.
Mhm. Now, the locality, are you guys just based in the United States? Or are you venturing out to other places like Singapore or South Korea, for example?
Yep. Yep. So yes, we do have someone in Singapore works for us, someone in Lisbon. So, but we're trying to, really have our product be worldwide, of course.
I believe you can, and
Yeah.
I
Thank
hope it does happen. If oh, okay. So what are the pros and cons of having NFT tickets?
I mean, the pros range from, counter fraud, bad actors, transparency, a lot of, entertainment value within tickets, pretty broad range of pros. The ability to share in secondary market revenue, ongoing engagement with the ticket holder, entertainment for the ticket holder, all types of pros. Cons are, at this time, really transparency into like who's buying and selling. So if there were people who were involved in the event who image wise didn't want to be known that they were the ones selling on other marketplaces than what people perceive as primary. That something like that could come out and be exposed, but you'll have the transparency of who's buying and selling. True supply and demand will happen, where you just literally have like true supply and demand across the entire ticket marketplace. Where right now it's pretty fragmented, where like a ticket could be sold for on multiple secondaries or listed, in tiered pricing, just to like that person knowing that they'll just take the lowest one. So it's interesting to see how this will get adopted and potentially just shift that.
What is the toughest thing that you and your team has faced, and how have you encouraged them to keep pushing on and not get disencouraged?
It's been oftentimes where we'll spend a lot of time with a brand, a team, an artist, go through, a lot of Zooms, get into projects, go deep on them, and the project actually not fully materializing. And it could often be because of, the changing market that's been shifting so rapidly all over the place, where suddenly, the different times last year, the overall market was so bullish that like everyone's trying to like get something an NFT made. And we put TLC into our projects and our partnerships. So like we want them to really be done properly, so that's been an interesting challenge, is getting people to kind of move along quicker into the space.
All right. So as we come to a close, is there anything you want to share to my fans or anybody that's listening? Any big news that's about to drop, events about to happen that they should be looking out for?
I'll just think that like, really last year kind of memorialized that Miami, during the week of Miami Art Week, where you have Art Basel, you have Scope, you have Art Miami, you have all of that, suddenly exploded with NFTs, which was awesome because out of the whole NFT movement, there's also been like, so many incredible artists like Ferocious and, of course, People and others who have, blossomed out of the that movement. And now that art is mixed in with like, traditional, like, physical art, and in some cases matched and other stuff. So we're doing ticketing for Scope, during Miami Art Week, and also for Decentral. So it's almost like, funny how there's like an NFT conference kind of suddenly mixed in with like the art world, and it's actually a pretty awesome match of people. It's
I'll be there for Decentral. I hope to see you there.
yeah,
And
definitely.
if you have any links for me to put down in the description, I'll be more than happy to, and we'll get
Okay.
people linked up.
Awesome. This is great. Well, thank you so much.
All right, man. I wish you the best with your endeavors. Have a good day.
Bye.
See ya.